in 5. We all made a mad rush to complete some games before Overwatch comes out and takes over our lives. Rob actually managed to squeeze in 2 of them. Tune in for reviews of Ori and the Blind Forest, Uncharted 4, and Dark Souls 3. Let's get this over with so I can play Overwatch. Coming up on episode 7 of...
The Pile of Shame.
Gamers of all kinds, we know that struggle, that overwhelming pile of games to still beat. Conquer the pile. Don't quit. Today is May 26, 2016. My name is Rob. I am your host for the support group. I go by Chai T out there in the gamer world, and with me tonight to help encourage you to keep up the fight against that growing pile is a guest host from my other podcast endeavor, Monk Meditation. Mark, how you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm doing well. Just like you said, that big giant pile has been there for forever, and just every now and then I get the desire to play one or two, and recently for me it was Dark Souls.
Yeah, and we will definitely get a nice review of that. I've been intimidated by the Dark Souls series. Everyone says how hard it is, and I'm just like, why do I want to go punish myself when I want to just relax? If I want to punish myself, I'll go play PvP in World of Warcraft.
That's different. That's when other people punish you. It's
the game punishing you. Okay.
Yeah. This is more masochistic and much better. Feels better.
All right. Well, let's check to see how our pile is doing and how your pile is in.
Zug zug. Work complete.
Let's create that pile. Oh, so I'm actually making progress. My shame quotient is down below 84%. I've dropped it 2%. So,
nice.
Yes, so it's at 83.12. I just have 194 single-player games left to go.
That's a lot. Damn.
Oh, if Pete were here. Oh, Pete's
few,
pile is like
sales.
900-something.
Oh, my.
So
that's huge.
So what I'm saying at 194, I think that's a
geez.
lot. And then he says like 900. I'm like, I'm not doing so bad. I'm doing
well,
right.
it's all relative. It's
Yes.
all relative. I've only have 80 games total in my list, and to me that feels like a lot. I mean, 80 games. I can't even that's a lot for me. So 900 is unbelievable. I'm sure it's a lot of little indie games.
Yeah,
but
he's got a lot of indie games. He also includes stuff from like all of his consoles, his previous consoles that he's got.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So,
yeah. Still, I'm not sitting on, like 10 piles or 10, versions of Smash Brothers and Mortal Kombat's or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But out of my 80 I've completed, I know since I've had them, 14 of those games. So, whatever that is, percentage, so, some lower than 20%, between 50 and 20%.
Right.
So getting there, but it's very, very slowly for me.
Yes, very slow. Well, let's figure out what's keeping you from that.
Cart is not moving!
Oh, it never seems to move. So, so besides the normal like work and stuff like that, what is actually keeping you from playing games that are like single player experiences? What keeps you from doing that?
So it's the games that are not that, essentially, the games that never end. So I've been playing a lot of, obviously, the WoW Legion beta came out, and, being in a competitive raiding guild, I feel like, I want to be on there testing things and figuring things out so that when it drops on live, I'm able to quickly move through that kind of content and get to the things I want to do more quickly. But Overwatch just launched, and we all know what that's like. That is a wonderful drug that no one wants to give up, and no one will be ashamed to call themselves an addict to. But I'm also playing another MMO on the side, Final Fantasy 14, which it's a really fun game, but it requires a lot of time investment, and I don't have that much time to invest in it. So I'm just kind of picking away at the things I want to do in the game and doing. I think I raid one day a week for a couple hours on that game. So just playing it every now and then just for flavor. But those things together, cause me to have very little time to actually get through the list on my Steam list. So that's what's been keeping me from the pile.
So loyal listeners to the show will know that we've been talking about Overwatch for like the last 4 episodes, and it's finally out. So I know that I pushed really hard to beat like Ori and the Blind Forest and Uncharted. Like I beat Uncharted the day Overwatch came out, and I was very good because like I came home and I had Overwatch. The servers are up, and I knew that I was like on the last chapter of Uncharted. So it's like I had to think, am I going to play Overwatch or am I going to play and beat Uncharted? I felt that if I didn't beat Uncharted, I would never beat Uncharted.
You would never.
Yes.
Because Overwatch is not going to end.
Yeah, right. So I actually sat down and I played Uncharted and beat it before that happened.
Nice.
So let's talk Overwatch a little bit. I'm playing kind of the promo right now. So who's your favorite hero so far?
Soldier
76.
Soldier 76 has always been my favorite. For whatever reason, I don't know. I enjoy his character as well as his gameplay. A lot of people have told me, "Oh, you'd really like Call of Duty." And it's like, nah, I don't think I would. I really like this character. I like everything about him. I love his costumes. I love the way his gun shoots. I love having the sprint, and the rockets feel really good, and the heal's nice. He's just very versatile, and I like having a more versatile hero. I also really enjoy characters that have a more poke kind of oriented playstyle, and not huge burst characters. I don't enjoy the melee characters too much. I like just getting a few shots in, hiding, repositioning, getting a few shots in. I'm trying to get better at like Widowmaker or Hanzo. I prefer Widowmaker because just from what I've seen, like a good Widowmaker just makes or breaks a game. Like it's incredible but I'm never gonna be that good. Like I don't have that kind of twitch reflexing reflexes yet. I just don't have it. Like when I see someone, I could be waiting and know someone's coming, like have the recon vision up and know someone's coming miss. And have my gun point and just miss. It's like
I'm the same way. As soon as I pick up Widowmaker, it's like my team instantly loses because I'm just so bad.
I want to get better at it, but it's just I always go back to like Soldier. I really enjoy McCree. I really enjoy Reaper. And I think those 3 characters, McCree, Reaper, and Soldier, give me enough versatility that I could just kind of rotate between them most of the time and have a lot of fun,
Yeah, I'm definitely a diva type person. I love the tank aspect of it. And she's a turret burster, and turrets are so popular.
Yeah, for sure.
I played today,
players.
And Bastion was play of the game in 7 of the 8 games I played. So it's like he's extremely popular, but Diva is like the perfect character to take care of him because you just charge forward right in his face with your shield up. You just don't care. And then you just rip him to shreds.
Yeah.
But Hanzo, I've actually started playing a lot as well. I go to Hanzo instead of Widowmaker because Hanzo's hitbox is a lot bigger. You can snipe past their head and still get a headshot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
So, yes. Not that his hitbox is bigger.
Yeah, I was like, well, how is that an advantage to you if you're bigger?
Right. No, it's easier to get kills with Hanzo, and his utility is fantastic. Being able to see where people are coming from, the triple shot, it's very, very nice.
I enjoy having his vision a lot more often than you have Widowmakers. I mean, if you're getting Widowmaker shots off a lot more, then you can have your vision up a lot. But I love Hanzo's ult just so much better. Like the dragons just feel so good when they're all piled up in the payload and you shoot the dragon through a wall and they don't expect it. Oh, it feels nice.
Yeah, we got a win today because we were pushing the point and we were about to lose the first attack point, but our Hanzo managed to get a shot off even though he didn't know where anyone was. He shot and he got a quintuple kill. Team wiped.
Always so good.
Yeah. So that really, really powerful. Taquito Grill.
When someone uses an ult and they kill a whole team and your entire team just stops to type, wow, oh my God, that was awesome. The whole team just stops. The whole game just stops when you see a great ult, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, I do that with Diva quite a lot on control points.
Oh,
you just launch your mech. The trick with Diva is to make sure that you launch it from far enough away that it lands with only them having a second or two to react. Because a lot of people just like charge in, drop their mech without launching it, and so then it's like, okay, well, I'll just go hide. That's cool.
Right.
But Yeah, it's that game is just going to. Oh. Have you
All
got
the
any
time.
legendary skins yet?
Oh yeah, I did. I got one of the Reinhardt ones. Trying to remember all the ones because a lot of characters that I just don't play all that often. Like I hardly ever play most of the healers, most of the tanks. I like Zarya, but I don't. I'd like to get one of her skins that's not legendary. I like a lot of skins that aren't legendary. Just color
Hmm.
variations.
Yeah.
Like Reinhardt's. I think it's called the Paragon. I think it's called or something like that. It's just like a gold and silver, I think it is, skin. Just really nice. It's not a model change, It's not like the one with its helmet off, which is the one I got. It's like
Oh,
Stoneheart or something. But
yeah.
uh, yeah, I just bought the soldier golden skin, and I just love that skin so much. It's all I want on him. Like I don't care about the rest of his skins. I just want the golden one. It looks so good. His gun's golden. It looks so good when he gets to play the game. It's nice.
So here's a topic of discussion that has come up that infuriated me. So I don't know if
Oh,
they ever said what this was before they launched the game, but the shop, the item shop,
oh yeah.
where you pay money to get boxes. Who the hell do they think they are? Valve? Like, come on. I was fully expecting they have the in-game currency. I was fully expecting you just pay for the currency and you just buy whatever things you want.
Oh, I see. Nope, no, 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 no. It's just more equivalent to like Hearthstone, right? Where you just buy a pack, and you don't know what you're
Right.
gonna get in it.
Yeah.
So that's probably where they got a lot of the inspiration for that from. I'm sure, it's just. But the thing is, like, I knew that shop was gonna be, a Hearthstone like shop, something they're gonna get a lot of money for, because you can't just if you just buy the currency, then you can directly get
The
whatever you
stuff you
want, and
want.
like
Yeah.
right, and then you just don't care about anything else after that. Whereas you look at all the marketing they did for Overwatch,
Oh
like
my God.
that
Yeah. The marketing blitz
had to
was
be so
insane.
expensive.
Yeah.
The money they spent on that, they have to make up for somehow. And so the shop is, obviously a great way of doing it.
I
And so
am
it makes complete sense to me.
I am really curious to see where Overwatch is going to go because
Yeah.
they're building this world around it. The comics, the shorts, the
Yeah.
everything there. It's like it can't just remain this team-based shooter. It's got to grow.
That's what I'm thinking. How that's the most thing I'm most curious about is how is that world going to play into the game? Because if it's just a shooter, if it's just a player versus player shooter, how much does the story affect that? It's nice to know, where I don't know, how Winston got his glasses, or what's the deal with Tracer and Widowmaker, or whatever, all that, the synths versus humans thing. That's nice, but like when I'm just trying to defend a point, none of that really matters. When I've
Right.
got Tracer and Widowmaker on my team, that kind of throws that whole story out the window. Just where is that going? I agree with you. I hope they do something with that, either a campaign mode, or maybe you could do a cooperative game mode, where you play against AI, but
Similar to what
I don't know.
TF2 did with their man versus robot
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Just something to bring that world into the actual game would be cool.
Yep.
It's a very cool world.
Yeah, I'm connected to characters. I know backstory about characters. This is the first shooter where I know something about the character that I'm playing.
Right, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think
Not
of
just
TF2
dude
is
with a
like
skull on his face.
right. Yeah, it's like on TF2 you had those shorts, but it's not much there. So
Right.
they were pretty cool though. The meet the character.
Yeah.
Let's see. Other stuff for me. I started school again,
Oh yeah.
so that's keeping me a little bit, but not much because it's one class and I'm able to do most of it at work. Don't tell
What are
my
you going
boss.
for?
Going back for my bachelor's degree in computer science.
Nice. Let me know if you need any help with that.
Thank you. Right now, I'm taking a wonderful course on business telecommunications.
I got you. That's good. It's important though.
God, yeah, it's so boring so far. Hopefully, it gets better.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of tabletop gaming the last couple weeks. Getting into Shadowrun more, and then our team on Dungeons and Dragons did a total party kill, so I get to roll a new character.
Nice.
We
I
took
guess.
We took out an angel, like we killed an angel. So
Why would you do that?
there were 3 of them. We thought we could take one of them. We could, but then he had
You had
friends.
2 left over just in case,
Right. Yeah, that didn't go well. Oh,
Actually
well.
going to a friend's house this Saturday to play some Magic. He has he had these like card packs lying around, and he gave me and my buddy at work, this guy friend at work, and he gave us each a pack to kind of look at and learn how to play it. And we played it once before, and then we're going back this Saturday to play it. And I don't really play Magic. That was the first time I ever played it, and it was fun. It's
don't
like
get
very
addicted,
similar
man.
to Hearthstone. I do
your
not.
wallet,
I don't have
your wallet.
I don't have the
and
money.
time.
Yeah, there's no way I can do that. I got to keep that away from me.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see what we did to chip away at the pile. Got 2 of them. Yes.
Nice.
All right. So, listeners of the show will know I've been playing Ori and the Blind Forest for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Only took 9 hours of gameplay, but it's a game that I couldn't really sit down and marathon because it's a platformer and it gets very tricky as you play it, and a little too tricky at times where I've just had to kind of step away from the game.
How is it tricky? Is it is the solution hidden from you, or is it what makes it tricky?
There are sections of the game that they are kind of like boss battles that you're not really fighting a boss. It's like the environment's trying to kill you, and you have to constantly be moving and move very quick and make precise jumps and precise attacks to get through. And if you go 95% of the way through, like I usually do in the second run I make, and die, you have to start all over again. So what happened almost every time is I'd get about 90 to 95% of the way through. I'd just have to make one more jump and I fail. And then it takes me another 8 or 9 times to actually get through that far again.
That sucks.
So when I make the final jump, I'm like, really? That was what? Oh! I just have to go away for a little bit, come back.
It's called replayability. That's what it is. It's fun. It keeps you interested.
Right. So the game is visually stunning. That's the first thing I said when we were talking about it before. Is it's beautiful. When I looked at the developer's site, they mentioned that what their goal was is for if you take a still of the game, no matter where you're at, it should look like a painting.
That's nice.
And they managed to pull that off. So gameplay wise, it pulls from, I would say Castlevania and Metroid. And it's got light RPG elements, and you play the role of a forest spirit finding his role in the world that has decayed and fallen apart. So you explore the world, you gain additional abilities, allow you to explore previously unreachable areas. So you get to a point you're like, I should be able to get up there. I can't get up there with what I got. You get an ability later on, you can come back and get up there.
Gotcha.
So the gameplay changes significantly with these abilities, including one area where it kind of threw me for a loop. It messes with gravity, and you'll go up on the wall, and when you jump, you will fall sideways.
Oh,
so you'll fall across the screen. So you have to kind of jump and manage a different level of gravity, which is insane. But it's fun. It was fun, and luckily they didn't do it too long. It gave you kind of a taste. Gotcha. Like, oh, that's weird, but then you get through that area and you're fine.
It's kind of change it up a little bit.
Right.
That's nice.
Yep. So you can save very often, but you have to use an ability and energy to do so. So as long as you're in a safe area and you have the energy, you can do it. And when you die, you instantly just reload to the last save. There's no loading screen. It's just pop, you're back.
Gotcha.
But as I mentioned before, there's some parts requires you to make it through with constant fast movement, and if you die, you're kind of unable to save during that whole thing, so you just start all over. Controller throwing, infuriating right there.
Yeah. Oh, I know a few people like that. Luckily, I'm not like that, though I've had moments where, in some games where it's I want to do that. But
yeah.
I don't want to buy another controller.
Right. I used to be much worse when I was younger. My rage. Oh, yeah. I would Halo. I went through several controllers because I would just freaking throw that thing. Storyline is kind of meh. The opening is really cool. It kind of sets the story for the whole thing, but there's not much in the way of story progression as it goes on. So it didn't really grab me, and that's what usually gets me coming back to a game is story. And so it's meh. So that's about all I can say for it. So I'm going to give Ori a 3.5 out of 5 Forest Spirits. It's one I would recommend getting to on your pile eventually, but there are probably some other games, like another one I'll be talking about here shortly, you should get to first. Let's go to you. You beat Dark Souls 3 recently, right?
Yes, I did, and I had not actually. So I had played two other games in the Soul series prior to this, but very briefly. I had played Dark Souls 2, and I had played the Prepare to Die edition on PC, and I had played Bloodborne. But in neither of those games did I ever beat a boss. So basically, I went through a tutorial experience, and maybe a tiny bit after that in Bloodborne, and so I didn't have the experience of like downing the first boss, playing with the soul system, and getting gear upgrades and figure out new bosses. I didn't have any of that. But Dark Souls, I wanted to play it because it came out, and I had finally a controller. I had not had a controller prior to playing this. For Bloodborne, obviously I did because it was on PS4. But for Dark Souls, specifically a Souls game, I tried to do it on keyboard and mouse, and it was just awful. I think I quit after like 15 minutes, and just trying to figure it all out was terrible. But Dark Souls 3 was just great from the get-go. I mean, past the character creation screen, which was, whatever. It's like, which pasty white guy do you want to play as, or do you want to play as Shrek? It's like you could do some crazy stuff, but I just went with, pasty white guy number 5, and it was fine for me. 'Cause you don't see your character most of the time.
Four, honestly.
Oh, okay. Well, 4 is, I mean, yeah, if you want to be that kind of person, you could play number 4, but, not for me. But like right when you start, you're moving through the tutorial section, which I'd done before in the previous games, and it teaches you the gameplay controls and how to handle certain enemy types. But it does it with like the little messages on the ground, the in-game messages on the ground, and that teaches you how to, I like that it Dark Souls like teaches you things passively, but you have to actively seek out those teachings. And so the in-game messages on the ground, it doesn't say click here to figure out message, but when you have to go to it, walk over it, and you click the button, it's like shows up the message. But it also, as soon as you learn the thing from the tutorial message, it gives you an enemy that is relative or relevant to that message, and so you have to actually put into practice that thing you just learned. I think the best part about that little tutorial section was there was a sign on the ground that said "Don't go here," and there's a path, and it looked like a dark path that's in water, and it's like it just tells you don't go this way. And of course, being gamers that we are, it's like, well, I'm going that way because clearly you're trying to keep me from something. So either it's a fun challenge or it's a really good item, and actually what you find is both. And what you find at the end is just really difficult monster that's really fast, and he's way too difficult for you at that level unless you're really experienced in the game. And also a really nice item that could give you a huge boost to your early game progression. But the best part about that was that I like that it teaches you that part of the game is being rewarded for exploring. It's not a game that tells you, it's not a linear game. There's no one direction to go, and you can't really deviate from that. There's a different way to go to get everywhere, and you're rewarded not only with by doing these unnecessary challenges and going out of your way, to do things with not only with items, but you get to see cool scenery. You get to have fun doing playing new enemies, and it's really fun. And that's what you're doing for the most of the game, is just exploring different areas and trying to find all those items and challenges. And that's the whole point. If you're just trying to play the game to beat the game, that's not really, I don't think, good reason to play this game, because there's a lot of fun challenges that are just out of the way and things you should, go do.
Sounds similar to what was that one where you climbed up like giant monsters?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yes.
I never got to play that, but it looked cool.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, but probably less, or that one seems less difficult than Dark Souls.
Less rage-inducing.
Yes.
I think it's like I went into Dark Souls expecting to be upset when dying, and I tell myself, I'm not going to be upset because the game is, meant for you to figure it out and meant for you to learn from your mistakes. And I'm not going to be upset, but I went into it still with the mentality that I'm just going to be upset. Like I'm going to be so mad when I die to this mechanic, but I never got mad at the game. Like I never was like, screw this stupid game. It's such BS. I can't do this. I never felt that. I always felt like, there was something I could learn from it. It was never really unfair. Whenever I died, and, I died a lot, obviously, there was always something I could find that I, could do better. Whether it's like timing my rolls better, which is a lot the case on a lot of bosses, being more aggressive on like the trash, not pulling so many enemies at once, whatever. There's always something you could do to make it better. And the game never felt like you just can't do it. It was impossible. You need to go get gear before you can do it.
Seems like single player reading.
Yeah, I guess, and it's just that's proven by the fact that people would do this when they they have level 1 characters and they go through the entire game with level 1 character, which to me is like I might be able to do it if I practice a lot, but it's very difficult, because a lot of bosses just one shot you if you get hit, so you have to avoid every single hit to do these runs, and that's incredible.
Nope.
But the game is no. My first playthrough was like, bam, okay, well, whatever, bam, okay, whatever, oh, bam, you're dead. All right, well, I'll do it again. But the game felt like, and keep in mind, like I'd not played a game like this before, but it felt almost like an action puzzle game because it challenges you, but it doesn't show you the solutions. You figure out the pattern and you execute the appropriate steps. And the problem I have with most puzzle games is that like the answers are hidden in places that you like have to be standing in like precise coordinates and facing the right direction while the planets are aligned, and it just kind of feels cheap, to me.
Right.
I'm thinking of games like, and I know people love these games, but I'm thinking of a game like The Witness. I don't know if you played that.
No.
Great puzzle game, but there's a lot of situations where you just have to be in the right spot to line things up, and it just like it feels kind of, or in like I know someone did, I can't remember his name, Ego Raptor did a review of Ocarina of Time, and like describing how they feel like some of these puzzles where you have to look for an eye to shoot with your arrow to open the door, and it's like, but it was so out of the way that you had to actually look up when you normally aren't looking up. The solutions to the puzzles are not really there for you to find. I mean, they're there for you to find, but they're not in places that are in the way of the game. It's not places you would go to. Whereas Dark Souls, the game is figuring out the mobs, it's figuring out the attack patterns, and that's the puzzle. Can you recognize the patterns? Can you remember them the next time the boss does them? And can you react to them appropriately? And Dark Souls puts those answers, like I said, in your hands, and you weren't relying on anyone else, like in like an MMO or any other PvP game or PvE game where you have other players. It was just you, the enemy, and a few broken controllers along the way for a lot of people. Not me, because I don't want to buy a new controller. But I got close. It was close a few times. It's like,
gotta have a Velcro thing.
But I was always upset with myself. I was never upset with the game. It was always, why did I roll there? That doesn't make any sense. Why did you do that? I'm calling myself an idiot. Stop doing that. But the bosses were just definitely the best part of the game, because typically, one or two exceptions, it was one boss and you just had to react to their patterns. And my favorites were the Nameless King, Dancer, can't remember their full name, Dancer, Pontiff, and Soul Ascender. These bosses all had these really interesting combo moves that you just had to figure out really quickly and react to appropriately. They all had 2 phases, I think. Soul Ascender, I guess you could consider multiple phases, but basically 2 phases. They required a lot of patience, but they were genuinely really fun to play, to fight against. Certain bosses like Nameless King, Pontiff, and Soul Ascender, I felt like, they just took, all my items and all my experience to just get through their first phase. And in the case of Soul Ascender, I thought his first phase was his only phase. Like, I got through the first phase, and I'm like, yes, I did. I'm like celebrating, and then he gets back up. I'm like, no, I have nothing left. That was all I had. Like, you can't do this. That was everything. And after on each of those bosses, like after a handful of attempts, half a dozen attempts, you get to that first phase and you're like, all right, I know everything now. Like, I've got this. And then you get to the second phase and you feel hopeless again. And it's a great feeling because you get through that progression. Like, even though you're struggling through the second phase, you're blasting, you're blasting through the first phase with no problems. And it feels good to have that kind of progression. That's kind of one of the things I like in WoW is the progression rating.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it was like, it sounds very much like you're able to get that thrill of you guys are the first guys fighting this boss.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's coming next.
Exactly.
It's like you down the phase, you're like, yeah, we did. Oh, he spawns into 2 of them?
Exactly. Or you see something that he did in the first phase, and he's doing it again in the second phase with another twist, like you said, and it just adds so much to it. Like Pontiff, for example. I don't want to ruin it, but he does something in his second phase, and it's very similar to his first phase, but you're like, oh my god, now I got to deal with this. This is insane. Like, there's no way. But once you start learning it becomes so just enjoyable to struggle on these bosses, and that's such a pleasant experience in a game where normally if it's a struggle you're like, god, I can't wait to get through this, but Dark Souls was just such a pleasure to play, And I'd like to, now that I've played it, I can really respect the series, and I'd like to eventually go back and play, like Dark Souls 1, whatever.
And two,
Maybe not
yeah.
Demon Souls, but Dark Souls 1, and at some point Dark Souls 2 as well. Maybe not Bloodborne, because I didn't really care for Bloodborne's playstyle, but that's something with everything going on now. It's kind of far off in the distance. But
I find it really hard to go back to previous version. Like if you start with one and go back,
I agree.
It's because it's a drop in graphics, and
Right.
usually they're improving the gameplay as time goes on. So,
Like they make little changes to mechanics, and that makes it just more player friendly. Like quality of life things, and I
Right.
completely agree. It's hard to
so
go
we
back.
could have a full discussion about vanilla World of Warcraft, but
Let's not.
we'll
Let's
not do that.
Yeah, it's a little volatile. Definitely great game, Dark Souls 3. I recommend it to everyone I talk to. Like even people who don't play games like that, I recommend it because it's such a wonderful experience to just to have everything in your control. Essentially, you can't control the enemies, but you can react to them appropriately, and it's wonderful. It gives you every chance to succeed and every chance to fail, and you're gonna fail, and that's awesome.
So out of 5 broken controllers, what would you rate it?
5 broken controllers, I would give it 5 broken controllers.
Awesome.
Definitely. It was great.
Okay. Speaking of 5 broken controllers, let's go to Uncharted 4. No broken controllers there. It's
Yeah.
the game doesn't tick you off too much. It sometimes it'll make you angry. But I've been a huge fan of Uncharted since the second one. Can't remember the name of it, but don't think I ever played the first one. But this game is kind of the culmination of the story from Naughty Dog Entertainment. And for those of you who don't know the series, you play as Nathan Drake, who's a treasure hunter seeking some sort of treasure in each of these games. The series is known for its voice acting, set pieces, and cinematic scenes. Uncharted 4 does not disappoint in this, as voice acting, again, is top-notch with Nolan North leading the charge as Drake. And even outside of cinematics, the characters have a lot of dialogue between themselves and also when things happen to them. You do a lot of jumping, climbing, falling, and running for your life in this game. And Nathan is always yelling or using some one-liner at just the right points to keep things entertaining. So if I had to give one negative to this game, it's the shooting. You can do like a snap assist, which snaps on the enemies, which is cool. It helps you fight and kill stuff much faster, but it doesn't give you any sort of fine control. So you can't like snap and then aim up for a headshot. It's all kind of random when you do that. Or you can not snap assist and have free aim, but there's also supposed to be like the assist that happens on every console game where it'll just kind of like guide you towards the enemy when you start aiming towards them. Even though I had that cranked all the way up to max, I didn't notice it at all. It's like it was free control. So there was one time where I had to turn it off and go into it because there was a truck firing down at me and I had an RPG and they kept trying to snap onto like a dude on the other side. I was like, no, I want to shoot the thing with the giant turret that's killing me. And
No, but this is much more psychologically devastating if you don't RPG the truck. You just RPG the dude standing there.
Right. I'll make him go, damn, this guy is brutal. I better stop firing at him. He's going to kill me. Yeah. Not that didn't happen. He kept firing at me.
That damn computer AI without its emotions.
So that's kind of the only negative I have is the shooting could do some work, but you don't go to Uncharted for the shooting. You go for the story. So that said, I give this a perfect 5 out of 5 pirate treasures.
Dang.
This game is a reason, and many would say the reason, to buy a PlayStation 4. As it's an exclusive. It's not out on PC, not out on Xbox. It's PS4 exclusive. The story, cinematics, and gameplay were a very fitting conclusion to this series, and I really look forward to what Naughty Dog comes up with next.
Nice.
And I know their other venture, Last of Us, is still on my pile of shame.
Yeah.
I still need to play that.
Is that for on your PC or on a PS4?
I've got it on the PS4.
Nice, yeah. The updated version, yeah.
Yeah, I got the
Nice.
got the graphic up version because that
Like
came
to
out on
play that.
PS3 from what I recall. And then,
Yeah, it did. Like the very end of the PS3's life cycle, came out, yeah.
yeah.
And then my buddy's telling me to play that because he played through it on his PS4 and he loved it. And he doesn't
Yeah,
usually play games like that.
I've actually played a bit of the multiplayer because I have friends who have
Really?
played the multiplayer with them, and that's actually pretty fun. Not enough to keep me really interested, but the times that we've played it, I've had a good time. So I look forward to actually playing the story mode of that. Oh, all right. Well, Mark, have you been playing any games after you beat Dark Souls 3 that aren't Overwatch or WoW?
No, not really. Not in my my Steam thing. Just because and when I finished Dark Souls 3, when I was playing it, that was a time where everything was kind of in a lull with the other games I mentioned earlier. There's nothing going on with WoW and Final Fantasy, or obviously Overwatch was. I think Overwatch was out, but maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. But it was kind of a lull and everything else, so it gave me time to play something else. But now that everything's coming forward, with the beta, Legion beta, and Overwatch, obviously, I just don't have time at the moment. But looking forward to playing one thing in particular soon, which we'll go over in a bit.
Right. All right. Well, let's figure out what we are adding to the pile. And once I can find it, there it is. Ooh. So, games coming out soon. No Man's Sky was supposed to come out next month. No longer coming out next month, from what I understand.
Oh. What did they push it back to?
It has not been announced yet. So sources indicate to Kotaku that it's pushed back to at least July, possibly August.
Oh, man.
But
that looks good. That game...
nothing official yet that I'm aware of. Actually, let me click the link and see if they have an update on that. Nope. Because all the promos went out to GameStop and whatnot, and they actually had the June 21st release date on there, and then they got coming soon stickers to put over it. Because there was something that was included saying the release date for No Man's Sky has changed since the provided posters were printed. Please use the coming soon pop up to cover up the date.
Yeah, see the coming soon sticker just available. Coming soon. That's good. Dang. That sucks. I know a lot of people look forward to that game, and when I first came out, I was like, "Oh, that looks good."
It looks really cool. One thing I'm worried about though is I don't know anything about the story. Is it just a pure exploration game? If so, that's not going to hold my interest that long.
Exactly. Yeah,
there has to be some sort of story.
Some people are interested in that. Yeah, some people love to just find everything. But
Elite Dangerous is a great game for that. You can just go explore the galaxy and stuff like that. But that didn't hold me that way.
Yeah, I agree.
How about you? What are you looking to? What's coming out for you that you're excited about?
Well, nothing in particular coming out in new games, but actually something did just come out, and that's kind of the spark that kind of ignited this flame to play it again, or play it for the first time, however you want to look at it. But I watched Dan's game stream Fallout 4 because he was going to kind of gear up and play for the Far Harbor DLC.
Oh yeah.
And watching him play it again, or watching him play it the first time, but I played it a little for a half hour, an hour, and it was all right, this is a game. But watching him play, I'm like, this actually looks not bad. I might actually pick this up again. And so I downloaded it just last night. And I was planning on playing it this weekend a little bit if I could, just kind of create a character and try and create a story for myself and, just play through it how I wanted to. But just finish the game, play through the story because the game had a story. I never got close to finishing it, and I want to finish it. I want to see how it ends.
Yeah.
Because people say it has a good story. But, all the side missions and stuff, I can do that. But it's never really interested me. Like you said, I want a story. I want to see the characters, develop and grow and find the ending to that story. And Fallout 4 is one of the ones that's more recent that I haven't done that with. So that's going to be my probably my next project if I had to work through my pile.
Oh man, that's going to see, it's games like that I kind of push off because I know that those take hours and hours and hours to play. Yeah. So it's I kind of I'm tackling the pile similar to how I tackled Debt, the snowball effect. you take care of the smaller games first that you can finish in under 10 hours.
I like it.
Yeah.
Makes it seem less daunting.
Exactly. Yeah. It's I finished 2 games. I'm awesome. It only took me 2 hours. That was amazing. Oh, jeez.
But it feels good, and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Well, unfortunately, I think we only have until June before our shame quotient will just go through the roof.
Preparing to dispense product.
No, Valve, don't do it.
Your business is appreciated.
There goes the wallet.
The wallet's in the bank. It's in the vault.
Oh, okay. Well, First of all, for you guys with the Xbox One or Xbox 360 with gold, remember to go pick up your Defense Grid 2, Costume Quest 2, Peggle, and Grid 2. So it should have been Peggle 2 to keep with the 2. Yeah, but anyways, those are free for Xbox Live Gold members. For you guys on the PlayStation with PS Plus, whole bunch of games out there. For PS3, you have Bionic Commando Rearmed 2, keeping with the 2s, I guess. Loco Roco Cocoreco? Cocorecho?
That's. I'm not gonna try saying that.
Yeah.
Loco Roco. Oh my, no.
Nope.
Loco Roco. Let's go with that.
Yeah, Loco Roco. We'll go with Loco Roco. For the PS Vita, you have Switch Galaxy Ultra and God of War Ghost of Sparta. And then for the PS4, you have Tabletop Racing World Tour and Tropico 5. That's a quality title out there. So go pick those up if you have the PS4. So Steam sale. There's been a rumor, a leak of the Steam Summer Sale, leaked by the same person who leaked the previous 2 sales correctly. So this has some weight to it.
Who is this guy?
June 23rd through July 4th. Prepare thy defenses, listeners. Valve is coming for your wallet. Yeah, you got 2 paychecks to save up.
Ugh,
there will be
enough.
No survivors.
Never is. There are no survivors. Who's telling the tales?
Right. Well, Humble Deep Silver Bundle is going on through the end of the month. You can pick up some great games, including Sacred 3 Gold, Risen 2, Saints Row 2, and Dead Island for just $1. If you pay more than the average, you'll get Dead Island Riptide, Killer is Dead, Saints Row the Third, and if you pay $13 or more, you'll get Saints Row 4 and Risen 3. The Saints Row series is absolutely fantastic, especially once you get to the third. Like 1 and 2 try to take itself a little bit too seriously. They try to be GTA clones.
Yeah.
But you get to the third and they just kind of throw it all out the window. They're like, let's just be funny and let's be fun to play. And then Saints Row 4 just took that to a whole new level. So those are fantastic games.
That game was nuts.
Yeah.
Like it was just crazy. I don't have any other word than just crazy.
Right. It was absolutely insane. So yeah, this is definitely a game you should pick up, especially for $13. Getting Saints Row 2, 3, and 4, totally worth it.
Nice.
So you can find that at humblebundle.com. All right, well, let's figure out what's next. For me, I don't know. I finished up Uncharted right before Overwatch came out, and I haven't played anything except for Overwatch. So I'm thinking Transistor. I'm like part of the way through Transistor.
Yeah.
And they just had their 2nd anniversary on May 20th. So
wow, no way. It came out 2 years ago?
Came out 2 years ago. Yep.
Oh my, I can't believe that. Because I remember buying the game. It looked super cool. Mm-hmm. I have the game. It's in there somewhere.
Right.
I didn't think that was 2 years ago. Oh my.
Yeah, as I played Bastion through, and I loved Bastion. So when these guys came out with Transistor and being all techie, I was like, oh, this is so up my alley. And I played it a lot, but I guess something else came out that distracted me. So I'm guessing I'm about 60% through the game, so I should probably just finish that up. Then I don't know what I'll play after that. I'm thinking maybe Legend of Korra, since I picked that up in one of the most recent sales. It seems like a fast game to get through.
Like a fighting game, or
yeah, it's
like
yeah, it'd be like a third-person action story game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
What about you? What are you looking to play? You said Fallout 4.
Yeah, I'm looking through the list, and like that one definitely was already something I wanted to play based on what I've been watching this guy stream. But there was one in here that I was always wanting to finish out. I'm trying to find it again. If I see it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Child of Light looked really good.
Yeah, Child of Light. I haven't played that. My partner has that game, and she has really liked it so far. So
yeah, because it looked really nice, and it got great reviews, and I bought it on one of the sales, I think, and I was like, I'm gonna play this.
If you like story, a few podcasts ago, I did review Life is Strange. If you have that on your pile,
I have not played. I don't have it on the pile. I don't think I've played it. But go ahead.
That game is I can't stop gushing about that game. It's
Really
fantastic story, and it will make you cry. It's got some tearjerker moments.
Contender to that is Gone Home. I don't know if you've played that.
That
Gone
one
Home is
also
very
on my
similar.
pile.
Nice. That's just, it's pure story. Like it's that and Dear Esther are both, very just pure story game. I didn't know what Dear Esther was when I bought it, and it was just a story game. But Gone Home, same thing. I didn't know what it was, and I got into it, and it was just a wonderful story. Completely, you just go around and you look at stuff and you figure out what's going on, who you are and who everyone else is. Oh my goodness. Just emotional to the max. It was great.
Okay, that one I will move up in my pile then. I need to get another story made game going here. All right, well, if you would like to game with us, you can find links to all of our different gaming profiles and more in the show notes of each episode at poshame.com. The world needs more heroes. You can join me in Overwatch as I procrastinate getting through my pile. My battle tag is ChaiT pound 1806. You hear that, Brewing Skype? I said pound, not hashtag. You're welcome. All right, Monk Meditation will be returning in July as we gear up for Legion, so you can check that out at monkmeditation.com as well. Mark, what do you guys say here?
So, same thing, playing a lot of Overwatch, and if anyone wants to play, my battle tag is PALIOH pound 1950. Just hit me up. I'm always willing to play with people. It's always just like, it's one of those games that's way more fun to play with other people.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
That's great. But again, just be the same. BNet account is for my WoW stuff. So if you want to ask questions about WoW stuff, I'm always there for that. And that's pretty much it.
All right. To get in contact with the show, you can email us at show@poshame.com. You can also follow us on Twitter. I am at WowMonk. Pete is at Fighting Viper. Ted is at Periclean with a K. And our guest Mark is at Monkeyo. And you can follow the show at POShame. Conquer the pile. Don't quit. We'll be back in a couple weeks with more games to add to the pile. Until then, don't get smothered by your pile of shame. Night, everybody.
Night.
I rolled a 20.